Improve your homemaking today with these 8 simple tips, and be sure to stick around to the end because number 8 will completely shock you. Tip number 1, plan your day. You know what they say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And we definitely don't want to fail at homemaking. So be sure that once a week, once a month, or once a night, you plan your day. Even if you choose the once a month route, I would recommend to look at your planner or calendar the night before so that you can know exactly what is going to happen the next day. And honestly, I recommend even checking it a week before because sometimes things can change and we want to succeed at homemaking. In order to do that, we must have a plan. Not only do you want to know what you're doing every single day, but you also want to have a realistic amount of goals. I always used to plan 1,000 things and then get super disappointed when I didn't finish them all. So I think it's a little bit better if we choose to plan 3 to 5 items to do that day. That way when you finish them, you feel accomplished. And if there's anything else, I like to have what's called a rolling to-do list. With all the things I have to do, I get it out of my brain and put them there. If I see there's room for a little bit more, then I can go on and take it without overexerting myself or causing severe burnout. The next thing you're going to want to do is dress for success. Just if you were working a traditional job outside of the home, you will most likely have to dress for success depending on the job. Well, homemaking is the very same way. If you have any aprons, go ahead and put them on so you don't get stains on your clothing and you are able to freely do the tasks that you need to do all around the home. Another reason why I like to do this is it helps me get in the mindset of getting the things done around the house. It helps me get into homemaking mode, if you will. And I also wear some shoes, indoor shoes. These are really good ones with some hard soles. I'll link them down below if you're interested. This one gives me a pep to my step. It helps me to move a little bit faster, and it's just something about when I wear shoes, and I have this theory, but maybe you can help me try it out. If you try wearing shoes indoors for a week and then suddenly don't, let me know if you feel a difference in the pep to your step. I absolutely do. And if you need some house shoes for free, all you have to do is take a pair that you don't really wear, wipe it down the bottom, and boom, you have free house shoes. Try this one for a better homemaking instantly. Next up, you're gonna wanna make it fun. Absolutely 100%. If you make it fun, it will surely get done. So be sure that you are making things fun. You can do this by playing some music, listening to a podcast, making a game out of things. When you make things fun, they kind of like distract you in a sense where you feel like you can get a lot more done because the task didn't feel as tedious. Be sure to check your personality style because sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes it could just be a bigger distraction. So check for yourself. If you find yourself getting more distracted, then skip the podcast and the music. But there are other ways to make these things fun, such as playing a game or how fast you can do it, and racing against the clock, and many other different methods. But these are just a few of the ones that I like to do. Another one for success at homemaking is you're gonna want to have a project day or a home improvement day. I follow the Fly Lady system, so every single thing is laid out for me. When you follow your own system, you may have specific things to do on a particular day, such as mopping, dusting, planning, etc. But make sure you leave one free day for your projects or your home maintenance. I say this because a lot of homemaking is every day doing more or less the same things. Laundry, dishes, you name it. So there doesn't leave a lot of free time to improve something in your home, make it more aesthetically pleasing, or even change something up a little bit. However, if you have this home improvement / project day, you can tackle these items on this particular day. Therefore, you always feel like you're improving your home little by little without sacrificing the day-to-day cleanliness. Next up, make sure you have a work-life balance. Homemaking, like anything else, can be a tedious job. So just make sure that you are allowing some downtime, family time, and everything in between when it comes to homemaking. Homemaking requires a lot of different aspects of it, and it also includes nurturing yourself and those in your home as well. But do not neglect yourself. I always used to do this all the time. But I see when I pour from a full cup, everything is better within my home. Be sure that you're having this balance because failure to have it will quickly lead to burnout, stressed out, and feeling underappreciated, and that is something we absolutely do not want. This is a blessing to be able to be a homemaker, so just be sure that you balance this as well. Just like any other job, you don't want to be working 24/7 without a break. So be sure you treat it as such and take time throughout the day to take some 15 to 30 minute breaks, however you can. Be sure you take your lunch break and a couple of other breaks in between. If you have children and they do not nap, then you might want to work on some independent play, some quiet time, whatever it is you need to do to get those breaks in. It is super duper important and absolutely crucial. You're always going to want to make the time to giggle with your children, pat your pets, or snuggle up with your hubby, because at the end of the day, the floors can wait, but that family connection is absolutely crucial. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying to not mop your floors. I'm just saying at the end of the day, your children and your loved ones are going to remember how much time you spend with them and how you make them feel over a little bit of a crust on the floor. Again, don't neglect your floors, but manage the work-life balance. Next up, eat that log. And what I mean by that is do the hard things first. When you eat the log and do the hard things first, the rest of the day feels like a total breeze. Not only that, you'll feel so much lighter because you have gotten that major tasks off your back. When we talked about planning our days, be sure you are prioritizing them as well in order of more difficult or more pressing things first. So that way, when you accomplish that task, your day will feel much lighter. Not only that, if something happens to pop up sporadically throughout the day, you have already accomplished your major task. So it won't derail the rest of your day too much because you can move those smaller tasks to another day if needed. Okay, so next up, we're gonna wanna arise before the rest of our household. I'm not talking about anything crazy here. It can be as early as 15 to 30 minutes before. I personally like anywhere between an hour and a half to 2, because I do so very much in the morning. So I get to get up a little bit early in order to not give up family time for that. But everybody's different. At least you need a cup of tea or coffee or whatever you drink before you have all the chaos going around you. Sometimes it's better if you can involve your children in the chores, but in the morning, there's some things that only you can do. It's good to get up in the morning, do your little morning routine, get yourself dressed to success, have a little tea, start those little bit of chores that only you can do in the morning. And that way, by the time they get up, everything is nice and ready. You can greet them with a fresh face, with your cup full, and you won't have to feel like everyone is pulling you every different way from the minute you wake up. Now, it's up to you if you want to start the breakfast before they get up, or if that's something that you all do together. Be sure you work out this schedule, but do not sacrifice arising early and spending some time to yourself first. Even if you're not an early bird, even 5, 10, 15 minutes will give you a heads up in the day and will cause you to feel more cheery, because the moment you're opening your eyes, you're not hearing everybody calling you every which way. Especially if you have littles, it can get pretty time consuming and they always need you for everything, which is a blessing, but it is super good to get our time first, to center ourselves and all of that before we run off to the races. Imagine if you woke up, opened your eyes, and immediately had to be at work. That wouldn't necessarily feel as good as getting up, taking a deep breath, getting ready for the day, and doing all those things before heading into work. It's the same kind of concept here. So if you're a night owl, maybe go to bed 15 minutes earlier so you can take those 15 minutes and give them back to yourself in the morning. And if you're an early bird like me, then wake up as early as possible and you'll find that you'll have so much more time to do every other thing you've always wanted to do, but there just seems to be no time in the day. Next up, make it a lifestyle, not a to-do list. So when I first started homemaking, I just thought that it was just an endless thing of to-dos, that you write your list and you get every single thing done, and the faster you do it, the better. But I quickly learned that that was not the case. In fact, if you attempt to do that, you might significantly burn out and get so super stressed like I did. So learn from my mistakes and take it as a day at a time. And also, making a house into a home is far more than just checking off some boxes. As I alluded to earlier, it is also nurturing yourself and those in the homes. It is helping to make the home feel at peace and cozy and nice and loving and all of these things. Sure, you can make your sourdough or your kefir, your kefir, daily swish and swipe. Always have your house perfectly spotless, and that'll still not quite get it, because the essence of homemaking is making the house into a home. And in order to do that, it has to be more than just a to-do list. For example, if you are cleaning your windows, making them perfectly spotless, but a child, God forbid, scraped the knee and is crying, a cleaner that you hire from the street will probably keep cleaning the window. But a homemaker will now stop the window cleaning and go tend to her child. So we have to learn that it's more than just a to-do list. We have to slow down, which was super duper hard for me. I'm still working on it. I'm improving daily by God's grace, and just make the right environment for ourselves and our loved ones so we can become even better homemakers every single day. But if you want more tips right now on how to be a better homemaker, then check out this video here. We're going into a lot of details about that, and I'll see you there right now. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, to God be the glory. Bye.